Hi guys, it's me, Jugi, and welcome to my educational vlog. But first, look at the picture. You can see the picture that is the skeletal maturation. First topic that I'm going to discuss to this day is the skeletal maturation. First, we need to read the skeletal maturation definition. The term skeletal maturation refers to the developmental process by which the skeleton is gradually transformed from cartilage into bone. There's a concordance between the rate of skeletal maturation and the rates of other developmental processes such as linear growth, the decline in growth potential, and puberty. It is said here that yung skeletal maturation is yung mga recognizable na pagbabago sa appearance ng skeleton during childhood. And how our bones or skeleton development from cartilage, wherein yung cartilage is kind of flexible connective tissue that keeps joint, motion fluid na nagsisilbing coat sa surfaces ng bones natin and in our joints by preventing against impact. Ang mga nabanggit katulad ng linear growth, the decline in growth potential, and puberty ay mga developmental processes na nagde-develop ng ating mga skeleton and bones. Here are some example of skeleton and bones during sa kanilang pag-growth.
Kids' bones are different. Long bones, like the bones in the arms and legs, are in a period of rapid growth from childhood to adolescence. This growth is concentrated at the ends of each long bone at the growth plate, or physis. Growth plates are areas of cartilage where new bone tissue is made and determine the future length and shape of the bone. Your doctor can determine how fast your bones are growing, or growth rate, by plotting your age and height on a growth chart. The steeper the line on the growth chart, the faster your growth rate. The growth plates in each one of your long bones have different growth rates too. For example, the growth plates around your knees have higher growth rates than other parts of the leg. The end of the thigh bone, or femur, can lengthen as much as 10 millimeters per year in children, while the ankle only grows around 4 millimeters per year. Your growth rate speeds up during growth spurts, with one of the biggest happening during your preteen or early teenage years. Your growth will slow down as you reach skeletal maturity, which is approximately 14 for girls and 16 for boys. When compared, the growth rates of matching bones on either side of the body should be the same. Growth rates and the timing of growth spurts are slightly different for every child and are influenced by many factors, including your age, sex, family history, and maturity. Limb deformities are when one or more long bones have a different length or angle from what is typical for your age. A limb length discrepancy is a difference in length between two limbs on either side. There are many reasons a limb length discrepancy can occur. The growth rate may be naturally different on your left and right sides, a congenital condition like hemimelia, where one bone in particular does not develop correctly, or as a result of injury or infection in the growth plate. Like two cars going slightly different speeds, the difference between your two long bones may start out small, but can grow larger over time if not corrected. In other children, the growth rate may be the same on either side, but one or both of the bones are growing at the wrong angle. This is known as an angular deformity. An angular limb deformity can occur naturally at birth, as a result of a congenital disease condition like rickets, or after injury causes the bone or growth plate to tilt from its normal angle. Limb length discrepancies and angular deformities can affect your mobility, and over time can lead to joint problems or arthritis. Surgery can help protect your joints and correct these limb deformities over time.
Next is the good sources of calcium. It includes milk, cheese, and other dairy foods, green leafy vegetables such as broccoli, cabbage, and okra but not spinach, soya beans, tofu, soya drinks with added calcium, nuts, bread, and anything made with fortified flour.
2, 3, go.
Okay, on the next slide is the physical growth. Let me read the definition of physical growth. Physical growth refers to an increase in body size, length, or height and weight, and the size of organs from birth to about age 1 or 2 years old. Children grow rapidly after this time growth slows. As growth slows, children need fewer calories and parents may notice a decrease in appetite. Of course, simula nung pagkapanganak sa atin ay lumalaki na tayo. Each and every day, we increase weight, our height, and also other physical appearance and internal organs. However, sinasabi dito na after the age of 1 to 2 years, the growth slows. Habang lumalaki tayo at nagkakaedad, mas kinakailangan natin kumain ng kaunti lang na may calories na pagkain dahil kapag na-reach na ng isang tao ang adulthood, yung bigat ng muscles niya ay mababawasan habang ang proportion ng fat naman ay lalaki at madadagdagan. Here are some examples of physical growth.
Wait. In this development stage, children will have started their elementary grades, specifically their primary years, grades 1 to 3. This period of gradual and steady growth will give children time to get used to the changes in their bodies. An average increase in height of a little over 2 inches in a year in both boys and girls will introduce them to many different activities that they can do now with greater accuracy. Weight gain averages about 6.5 pounds a year. Most children will have slimmer appearance compared to their preschool years because of the shifts in accumulation and location of their body fats. A child's legs are longer and more proportioned to the body that they were before. Bones and muscles. Childhood years are the peak bone producing years. This is the best time to teach children of good dietary and exercise habits to help them have strong, healthy bones throughout their lives. Many lifestyle factors, like nutrition and physical activity, can substantially influence the increase of bone mass during childhood. Because children's bones have proportionally more water and protein-like materials and fewer minerals than adults, ensuring adequate calcium intake will greatly help them in strengthening bones and muscles. Motor development. Young school-aged children are gaining control over the major muscles of their bodies. Most children have a good sense of balance. They like testing their muscle strength and skills. They enjoy doing real-life tasks and activities. They pretend and fantasize less often because they are more attuned with everything that is happening around them. Performing unimanual, which requires the use of one hand, and bimanual, which requires the use of 2 hands, makes activities easier to perform. Children's graphic activities, such as writing and drawing, are now more controlled but are still developing. They can print their names and copy simple designs, letters and shapes. They hold pencils, crayons, utensils correctly with supervision.
The next slide is the body composition. In physical fitness, the body composition is used to describe the percentage of fat, bone, water, and muscle in human bodies. Because muscular tissue takes up less space in the body than fat tissue. Body composition as well as weight determines leanness. So, dinidescribe daw ang body composition sa proportion ng fat, bone, water, and muscle na meron ng isang tao. Ang pag-measure ng body composition ng tao ay magdedetermine sa kanyang fitness. Kung kaya't mahalaga ang pag-measure ng body composition. Why? Because it will help us to know what area to work para mag-improve ang ating overall health and wellness. Here you go. The next slide is the body physics. Physics is a word used to describe the form or shape of the human body. If you have a buff physique, you're in a great shape. Body physique have 3 types. The ectomorph, mesomorph, and the endomorph. Here are the somatotypes of body physique. The first one is the ectomorph. Are long and lean with little body fat and little muscle. They have a hard time gaining weight. Here is the example of ectomorph.
Classically known as hard gainers in the fitness parlance, ectomorphs don't have to worry as much about getting fat, but often struggle with putting on muscle mass. They are characterized as having long, slim, and thin muscle or limbs and a low fat storage. Ectomorphs are not prone to accumulate fat nor build muscle.
And the second is the endomorphs. On the other hand, have a lots of body fat, lots of muscle, and gain weight easily. Here are the example of endomorphs.
This is the body type that traditionally experiences the most difficult time losing weight, although they can often put on a decent amount of muscle mass reasonably easily. These are people with wider waists, larger bone structures, and are vulnerable to storing fat instead of building muscle. The endomorph limbs are usually much bigger than other body types.
And the last one is the mesomorphs. Are athletic, solid, and strong. Here's the example.
Typically thought of as the luckiest of the three body types, given the ability to build muscle without putting on too much excess fat. If you fall under this category, you are likely going to find it easier to maintain a lean, muscular body than the other two types. This body type tends to pose a long torso and short limbs. People with a mesomorph body type are strong and athletic and excel in explosive sports. That is, sports calling for power and speed. The reason for this talent lies in the type of muscle this body type possess. They have a higher percentage of fast twitch fibers and will gain muscle mass more quickly than any other body type.
If physical activities promotes health, growth, and development, it helps build a healthier body composition, stronger bones and muscle. Children who have higher levels of physical activity during their childhood are likely to be more active even after they mature. This is important for health and well-being. It's all done. Thank you for watching my vlog. It's me, Joseph Lechanuman, aka Jugi from URS Marong. Thank you, and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.